What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2. With the Frostbound update landing yesterday and the new game mode Elemental Rumble, one of the first things you are going to want to do to prepare for your journey into the new game mode is take a look at your relics. Now, if you were an anti-stacker, the mathematically best anti-stack that you could have used was anti-melee and anti-chaos. This ruled supreme for quite a long time. However, there are no chaos enemies in Elemental Rumble. Now, obviously, unless you just are really quite the masochist, you're not going to want to set up an entirely whole different set of defenses just to do Elemental Rumble. So you're going to want to look at something that is going to provide you benefit in Elemental Rumble and in other game modes. Now, anti-melee and defense rate are still going to be winners, no doubt about it. And in my mind, you've got a few easy choices on swapping up your anti-chaos relics. Let's see. Let's grab a few of them. We got crit damage. Let's see. We got a controller. We got crit chance. Diverse crit damage would be the one. It's like I don't have a diverse crit damage just sitting here anyway. Lots of controllers, crit chances. Actually, there's one right there. Diverse crit damage. So, if you were going to move anti-chaos off, now first off, I personally am going to use a goblin item insurance. I don't want to throw the anti-chaoses in the trash. So it's a little extra expense, but I'm going to move all of my anti-chaos mods over to storage relics that are just sitting there. Like, well, that one I'll probably consume because of the controller that's on it. But, like, I could throw one on that and just leave it sit, as those are extra mods that I'm not currently using. So I'm going to be doing that. Now, which ones would you want? Well, you could go defense, or you could go crit damage. On that same note, you could go diverse crit damage. Both of those are very, very solid choices. Now, in Elemental Rumble, one thing you will learn very, very quickly is that if you use some form of crowd control, you are going to up your chances of success. With that in mind, Controller Servo is going to get 100% uptime. You're going to be using this against crowd control enemies. Controller would be kind of a no-brainer. Now, Controller would actually be mathematically better than crit damage. They're both 35%. However, you are going to be crowd controlling all your enemies, so you're going to have 100% uptime on crowd control, where crit damage servo is going to be a great one to add in. However, it's only going to happen when you crit, so, you have to think about that as well. Now, say you don't have any controllers, you don't have any crit damages, you don't have any diverse crit damage. Well, additionally, in the new game mode, you are very likely to be using boost auras and buff beams. You want to get as much power as you can stacked up. Boost auras and buff beams, of course, are also going to add a bunch of crit damage, which means crit chance could be a lovely one to fill that slot as well. I think for me personally, I am going to mainly load them up with controller and crit damage. Those, I think, would be the two premier mods that I'm going to use. And I've got like 5 of these anti-melee, anti-chaos relics. I'm going to swap probably all 5 of them over to either controller or crit damage or something else. I mean, maybe I'll do some kind of crazy combinations. We will see here. But, like, first things first, without a doubt, one of the easiest moves you could do is just take one of your main relics. Another thing with this game mode is although you think you would, you may not be using a tremendous amount of different defenses. So with that in mind, let's see, let's save that one. Actually, we could store them on this totem. I can't see using a totem for a while. So I'm going to move anti-chaos over to it, and of course I'm going to use that goblin item insurance as I want to save that relic. And There we go. We got that empty slot, and we've got our anti-chaos saved for later. Now, for this one here, with defense rate and anti-melee, I'm just going to go ahead and throw this controller servo right on into it. And now I have a general use relic that I can use on pretty much any defense that is going to be crazy, crazy effective in the Elemental Rumble game mode. So there's one. I mean, let's just go ahead and do another one. Do I have destination slots, though? Or destination relics for storage? I guess we can just use one of these. Let's use this guy. We'll throw anti-chaos over to that. Once again, we want to save, so we're going to use the Goblin Item Insurance. And then for this one, why don't we go crit damage? And we'll move a crit damage in. And we don't need to save that one, correct? Correct. We're Chaos 8. We're all good. So now we got 2 relics that are ready to go for Elemental Rumble. Both are going to be crazy successful. They're going to be able to get the job done without a doubt. I'm going to go through and set up just a bunch of different things. But this is going to be the general theme. Defense rate, anti-melee, and controller, defense rate, anti-melee, and crit damage. I may do one. Actually, I think I've got one. Let's see. There's the controller. I think I've got one somewhere that's set up with a bunch of crit on it. That one's a little over the top. But, I mean, realistically, you could even use something like that. Now, you would want to throw this on a defense that has an all-for-one in it. Or the defense rate shard. But, yeah, you're just going to want to take a look at what's there. All of Dungeon Defenders 2 is always about countering the enemy in the lane in front of you. And if the enemies in the lane in front of you are not chaos enemies, then you don't need to have that anti-chaos in all of your stuff. It's a nice big 50% multi, crazy, crazy effective through expeditions. But additionally, if you want to farm some expeditions, all of these are going to work just fine as well without having the anti-chaos on there. So check out your relics, move some stuff around, make some necessary changes. Without a doubt, you're going to just get a lot of value out of getting rid of that anti-chaos. I say get rid of, but I would suggest storing it, saving it for later. If you don't have the Goblin Item Insurance, of course, you can always buy it with your Defender medals, just right at the black market dealer here. So Goblin Item Insurance right there, 1,200 Defender medals. You can also buy it from other players too if you don't want to spend your DMs. And you have a bunch of gold. No doubt you can find somebody willing to sell you one. But that will get it for now. I am going to be doing a bunch of tips and tricks videos for Elemental Rumble. But I wanted to hit that thing up right away, as it is the most obvious change you can make to improve your results in the Elemental Rumble game mode. So thanks a ton for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you soon.